they were age 16. The Amish wanted to take their kids out of school by age 13 because as part of their religion and way of life, they wanted their children to be brought up in an agrarian context and not acquire worldly ways or develop materialistic attitudes. Actually, with that, I suppose they probably should have taken them out in second grade, but they took them out at age 13, and they were prosecuted under this law that said you had to keep your kids in school until age 16. Well, in that case, the Amish wanted to say, well, you have to give us an exemption because this substantially interferes with our religious practices. And the court did say that an exemption had to be given there. And it said, in effect, that really the state has a compulsory education law in order to develop productive law-abiding citizens, but the Amish do produce productive law-abiding citizens. And if the state has a law like this, it's in order to see that children get an education, but the Amish do provide their children with an education, and so the court upheld a requirement of an exemption. Now, that case was left standing, and a couple of other cases where exemptions were carved out were left standing, but in general, now when you take up an issue of free exercise, and you have an instance of the government regulating conduct, but they're not regulating the conduct by picking on religious conduct, they're regulating conduct generally, then in that kind of a case, the test is easy for the government to satisfy. Their law will be upheld so long as reasonable. Okay, that's our summary run through constitutional law. And my last bit of advice to you is something about how to go about organizing yourself as you look at all of these various doctrines. The best thing is to break the doctrines down into their pieces. Make lists, checklists, if you will, and flow charts. And in each area, give yourself a roadmap of the kinds of things that you need to consider so that when you get a question, you can, in the back of your mind, go through your roadmap, your flow chart, your checklist, and make sure, first of all, that you identify the issue that you have, all of the issues that you have, and respond to them appropriately. And if you do this, I think, for each individual area, you'll be pretty well oriented when you get questions, let's say, on your examinations. So with that, I wish you good luck and goodbye.